Good morning once again. It's time to do movie reviews. I have Janelle with me. Tony is working. He's not with us today. So we got a chance to see Fast X, the 10th film in the Fast and Furious saga. Of course, Vin Diesel playing Dom Toretto. He's got his whole family with him. You know the family. I'm not even going to mention the family. I'm just surprised that Jason Momoa is playing a bad guy in this, and I wasn't quite sure, but that's another story. So anyway, Tyrese, Ludacris, Nathaniel Emmanuel, Jordana Brewster. There are a couple of cameos in it. I'm not going to mention it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So Janelle, I'll let you go ahead and get started and tell everybody what you thought about the movie. 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
I There's a whole other category for trying to review these movies because they're exact. If you have watched any of them, well, except for the first one was pretty normal, but the rest of them have been just utter chaos. They all defy logic, physics. But exactly what it's exactly what you think it is. I mean, it's everything. It's everything in the kitchen sink thrown into a movie, but it's it's hilarious and a fun kind of if you're sitting there with I sat there with friends and we all talked about it afterwards and the laughing that you get from trying to analyze it's absolute chaos in the best kind of way. It's a popcorn movie. There is no seriousness to it. it I it just defies logic. It's
Yeah, I hear you. One of the best things that I love about the entire series is the bro conflict between Ludacris and Tyrese. That's
Oh
always
yeah,
fun. That's always fun to watch.
they should have their own spinoff.
Yeah, they need their own spin-off from that, just like Jason and The Rock did. We need to see those two guys doing
I
something.
will say that Jason Momoa seemed like he was submitting an audition tape to play the next Joker because he's very Joker-esque in this movie. Which is not it's not a knock.
Mhm.
It is such fun garbage. I don't know how else to put it. Like it's perfect in its ridiculousness. Like there's no and I did have a friend, I would love to say it like he did say that because it was Fast X and it's the 10th, he says it should have been Fast 10 your seatbelt.
Right,
Because
right.
it's
Fast
I
10 plus because they left us hanging.
oh yeah, so from my understanding there's supposed to be two more after this one. There's
Okay,
supposed to
so
be two more. And
I'm
they definitely just cut the movie off and you're
they
like
did. They did. It just like left you like,
I and I'm sorry, but child protective services needs to be called on these people. There is like
what's going on? Wait a
it
minute.
is the again, it's just it's like having the most awful fattening like ice cream shake in front of you and you know that you're going to hate yourself after you eat it, but you're going to do it anyways and you're going to enjoy it and you're going to laugh about it, and then you know that in another year you'll
You
go
don't
back.
want another, right?
Yeah, there's no logic why anyone should enjoy these movies, and yet if you just relax and you just open yourself up
You're gonna
to
have fun.
chaos of it,
Right, right. You're gonna have fun.
you
Yeah.
can have fun.
Yeah. The other thing is everybody's getting like Marvel now. You got to sit through the entire credits
Right.
just to make sure that you don't miss anything because it's getting crazier and crazier. Yeah, I
Right.
hear you.
And the cast is getting bigger. And
Uh,
I might be in the next one. I don't know. I mean, who knows?
right. So, what would you rate Fast 10?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a rating for the like. There's no sort of way to rate this because you can be like, "Oh God, it's so terrible. It's a 2," but then you can be like, "It's so
So
ridiculous and
fun and
fun. It's a
ridiculous, right?
4."
So I'm gonna give it a 4. Personally, I'm gonna give it because it's kind of crazy. You're right. It goes to both ends of the spectrum. It could be
Oh, yeah,
real
writing,
bad for
the
the
plot
two.
is awful,
Right.
and the drinking game aspect of the movie, like what could they possibly like? Should you make this a bingo? Like I don't.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What about the girl fight scene? That was like, wait a minute. What? Are we just putting this in just to have an extension of time? Because that was a good 10-minute fight.
There were times where I was sitting next to a friend and he would go, "I'm not sure what the point of that scene was." And I
Right.
go,
Yeah.
"This was the movie." Like
yeah. So what do you give it? What do you give it?
you got to give it a 4. I mean, if you it's so bad and it's so good. It's so deliciously bad. It's
Right.
just enjoy yourself. Like
Right.
know
That's
that
it.
it's not going to
Right.
make any sense. Nothing makes sense.
In other words, it's like me having that Oreo blizzard. I know I shouldn't have it, but I'm going to love eating it and regret it afterwards. But guess what? In another 3 or 4 months, I'm going to get one more before the summer ends.
It's a wonderful fever dream. I
Yeah.
don't know how else to explain it. It's
All right,
you're
folks, there you
just
have it. It is Fast X. Janelle and I were both like, where, what? And of course, I'm sorry, Tony, you missed actually a good one. I think you would have enjoyed this a whole lot.
I don't know.
Who knows? All right, thank you again. We'll see you next week.